Greetings! Today we will be discussing a very important topic, dating violence. This presentation is brought to you by the Volusia County Schools Student Services Division. The definition of dating abuse. Dating abuse includes any behavior by a dating partner that is used to manipulate, is used to gain control or power over the other dating partner, makes the other dating partner feel bad about him or herself, or makes a person fearful or afraid. The statistics are alarming. According to the National Domestic Violence Hotline, nearly 1.5 million high school students nationwide experience physical abuse from a dating partner in a single year. 1 in 3 adolescents in the United States is a victim of physical, sexual, emotional, or verbal abuse from a dating partner, a figure that far exceeds the rates of other type of youth violence. 1 in 10 high school students has been purposely hit, slapped, or physically hurt by a boyfriend or girlfriend. Girls and young women between the ages of 16 and 24 experience the highest rate of intimate partner violence, almost triple the national average. Among female victims of intimate partner violence, 94% of those aged 16 to 19 and 70% of those aged 20 to 24 were victimized by a current or former girlfriend or boyfriend. Florida Statute 1006.148 requires school districts to adopt and implement a policy prohibiting dating violence and abuse by any student on school property during school-sponsored activities or during school-sponsored transportation, and providing procedures for responding to such incidents of dating violence or abuse, including accommodations for students experiencing dating violence or abuse. Florida Statute 1006.148 also requires each school district to provide training for teachers, faculty, staff, and school administrators to implement the dating violence and abuse policies. Additionally, Florida Statute 1003.42 requires that a teen dating violence and abuse component must be added to the comprehensive health education curriculum for students in grades 6 through 12. There are different types of dating violence, including physical abuse, emotional and verbal abuse, sexual abuse, digital abuse, stalking, and financial abuse. Physical abuse is any intentional use of physical force with the intention to cause fear or injury, such as hitting, shoving, biting, strangling, kicking, pulling hair, throwing things, pinching, or using a weapon. Verbal or emotional abuse encompass non-physical behaviors such as threats, insults, constant monitoring, humiliation, intimidation, and isolation. It is important to realize that emotionally abusive behaviors can be just as painful as physically abusive behaviors, although the signs are not as easily recognizable as physical abusive behaviors. We need to know what to look for. Sexual abuse is any action that impacts a person's ability to control their sexual activity or the circumstances in which their sexual activity occurs. This includes rape, coercion, or restricting access to birth control. Digital abuse is the use of technologies or social media networking to intimidate, harass, or threaten a current or ex-dating partner, such as demanding passwords, checking cell phones, cyberbullying, non-consensual sexting, excessive or threatening texts, and stalking on social media. Stalking is being repeatedly watched, followed, monitored, or harassed. Stalking can occur online or in person, and it may or may not include giving unwanted gifts. Financial abuse is exerting power and control over a partner through their finances. This includes taking or withholding money from a partner, prohibiting a partner from earning or spending their money. It is important to recognize the warning signs or red flags that indicate someone might be in an abusive dating relationship. Some of these include physical signs such as bruises or injuries, the person indicating that they are afraid of their dating partner, isolating themselves from their friends or family. They may start acting differently because of a partner's jealousy, or they may feel embarrassed, ashamed, put down, threatened, or guilty. As educators, we are in a position where we should be aware of these red flags or warning signs and be prepared to intervene if we see them. We must also teach students how to recognize these signs because students will often confide in a friend before they confide in an adult. These students need to know who to turn to and how to get help for themselves or one of their friends in need. Dating abuse can happen to anyone, regardless of gender, sexual orientation, ethnicity, or socioeconomic background. No one is immune from being a possible victim of dating violence. Both boys and girls can be victims of dating abuse. Both boys and girls can be perpetrators of dating abuse. Teenagers from all neighborhoods, income levels, and ethnic groups experience dating abuse. Abuse almost always reoccurs in the relationship. It does not just go away. Often, the abuse will get more severe over time. There are countless reasons why individuals choose to stay in unhealthy relationships. As educators, it is imperative that we teach our youth what a good, healthy relationship looks like. Often, teens that are involved in dating violence situations are isolated, alone, scared, and embarrassed, and unsure of who to turn to. We must empower them to speak up for themselves and provide safe havens for them to seek advice and guidance. So what role can educators play in all this? What can schools do about dating violence? It is important for schools to set clear school policies about reporting dating abuse or violence of any kind, whether it occurs on or off campus. Together, we must work to create a school environment where respect and responsibility are promoted. We must be alert, mindful, and vigilant to the possibilities of dating violence on our campuses. Now that you understand and are able to identify the signs of dating violence, you can help students understand that no one deserves to be physically, emotionally, sexually, or psychologically abused. Violent relationships in adolescence can have serious ramifications for victims. Many will continue to be abused in their adult relationships and are at a higher risk for substance abuse, eating disorders, risky sexual behaviors, and even suicide. As educators, we should be aware of these red flags or warning signs and be prepared to intervene as we see them. The following are some excellent resources for more information on dating violence. The number of the Florida Department of Children and Families Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-500-1119.